like when it didn't work out at the women's shelter, I was very let down. It hurt. Like I even after a few months of leaving that job, because I had dreams to make a difference in those shelters, and I wanted to write a book and have like this motivational beautiful book, like fantasy, like magical, like, and you know, you can do it, have positive quotes and just, you know, nice things in there to give hope and be there for them. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have like my bachelor's yet or master's, but I have the experience, I have the resilience, I have what those other social workers don't have. I actually went through it. You know, this mind, this body is still living. What tried to bring me down didn't bring me down. So, you know, I have that, and that's raw, and it's genuine, and it's pure. So what more do you want? I thought I'm just like, I'm a good person, and it didn't work out. And I remember I kept having problems in the. I was a what was I, a weekend operations assistant, and I kept getting complaints because I'm also rebellious, and I don't like to put up with people's bullshit. And I was going through my own stuff too, but I was working weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10-hour shifts. And I was doing it because I loved the work and I loved working with the women. But it's just like I kept getting complaints, and then the um, the managers, like the HR or whatever, the higher above, they were just like pounding on me, or like, I don't know, I didn't understand what I was doing wrong. And I don't think I was doing anything wrong, but when you're working in a setting like that, um, which is understandable because the women are going through a lot in those moments, and it's hard, and you know your emotions are everywhere, and your brain doesn't function good. It's not in the logic. It has a lot of cortisol, and it's just still in trauma. And I would, I don't know, even serving or grabbing the spoon too long, they, I guess they would take it the wrong way, like I was doing it on purpose, and really I'm just like nervous, you know? And they'd complain because I had my trauma too. And like I couldn't talk to people right away either. Like I was quiet at jobs, and then this one woman, every time she came to get food for me, she would always complain about something or nitpick about something or like pick on me, and it was pissing me off too. And it's just like, you know, I'm giving up my weekends and I'm being treated this way, and I'm an abused woman too, and I'm having a good heart, and I'm giving up my time for that. Meanwhile, I could be focusing on me, but I want to help other people. So it was just, you know, that woman was like, put on a glove whenever you grab the spoon. So I did it, and it pissed me off. And another time, why is this food still cold? And it was just like, shit, you know, fuck. And then one time, you know, it's just like I wouldn't say anything because I have class, and people see that, and they're just like, they like to talk shit or say negative stuff, and it's like, oh, Rebecca's not gonna say anything. And then I snap or I do something, and then they see, and then they're like, they stay quiet, and then they don't know how to react to that. And I finally snapped one time, and or I don't know if it's considered snap, but I was being rebellious. I'm like, no more, you know, no more treating me that way. And she came, and she was gonna say something, And I told her, I'm not serving you anymore. And she was like, what? What? And she went to go complain with the receptionist, and the receptionist came. And I'm like, I'm not going to serve her anymore. And from there, it's just, I, like in those instances, I prayed to God. And I mean, in that situation, it wasn't nobody's fault because I had my own trauma. And then that woman, every time she came, I couldn't think. It was just like dizzy, and I guess like from my PTSD, I think she was really negative too. Like even the receptionist, one of them that I spoke to about that one certain client, she's like, yeah, she gives me like she's showing symptoms of the aggressor, like the abuser, and I'm like, oh, I'm like that's why like I get so paranoid and scared around her because she was really mean. And like I get it, like we're all traumatized women, so I'm like, I don't know. I was seeing one counselor and I told her about that situation, and she told me, why don't you look for another job? She's like, if you keep working that job, you're not gonna heal. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because when you're working in social work, you have to be able to block the abuse. And I'm fresh out of abuse, and I can't. How can I heal if I'm still being abused? And that it's not a good it wasn't a good setting for me. And I remember praying to God, just like when I prayed with my ex-husband. I'd pray, and in that job I prayed, I asked God, please God, if this job is not good for my health or my daughters, because I even took it out on my oldest daughter. I hit her one time, like a few times, and I felt really bad because I'd come home angry from dealing with the women. And I prayed to God, please God, if this job is not good for my health, it's not good for my family, for my daughters, if it's not going to be good for me to help me heal, give me a sign. And it was in that instance with that woman, and then another instance too with HR that they called me in, and they were just like demanding more. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? How am I gonna, what? I'm giving up my weekends, and they're not even here on the weekends. I was like basically by myself with the other receptionists, and they're being ungrateful. So I was just like, okay, God, this is not my pathway. So like that's why I kept bumping my head in that pathway, like that career that I really wanted. But I saw that it's not good for my health, because that's what I asked God. I'm like, if this job is not good for me, because I have so many dreams, and I felt really passionate about it, and it hurt when I left it. But I asked, if with all this passion and dreams that I have in this career, and I'm going to school for it, or sociology or whatever, but I like to help people. And I thought, even though I'm in a week, as my position in that job was weekend operations assistant, but that was just like to get my foot in the door and see if I liked it, or just you start from the bottom and work your way up. And I thought, if my position as a weekends assistant is this hard, and if I keep staying in this career, in this setting, and if I get my degree and I work social work and I become a caseworker or a counselor, am I gonna still feel this way? Or is it gonna be better since I'm gonna be making more money? I thought, just give me a sign, please God, because if I was feeling that way just in the kitchen, and I saw the way that other caseworkers were reacted, or how their emotions, like I can read people, and I thought some of them were cranky and fussy, and they'd like get mad whenever they'd come near me because they knew that I would like be rebellious. And I'm like, if I get to that position like them higher up, is it gonna still be bad? Am I still gonna be, you know, even though I'll be a caseworker, the women are still abusing and stuff. And I thought, just give me a sign, God, if it's still gonna be like that. And yes, like, God helped me and He gave me the sign, and I thought I quit. And then I mean, that's how it was with the ex-husband too. Like the last few months or the last year, I prayed and I asked God, please God, if this man is just using me, if he's just using me, give me a sign, God. And He said something towards saying, whenever I was putting in his papers for the citizenship, He said something that burned me, and it turned my stomach. And I thought, this fucking asshole, this loser, disgusting man. And when He said that to me, I thought, I have to leave now. And, God came through me. God came forth and He answered my prayer. I asked Him, God, give me a sign if He's just using me. And He was. And so I left. And so in those two instances, because, you're going down a pathway and it doesn't work out. So I'm like, okay, I'm not meant to be a wife. I'm not, like, this is not my path, because I was trying really hard. And like, I'm trying to find my way. And I thought, it's just when you want something really bad, and then there's instances and little hints and things that show you that it's not the right way. Like, if it's chaotic, it's explosive, it's negative feelings, it's just fighting, and there's no happiness, then that means it's not your pathway. It's not that way. So that's how I felt with my ex-husband, and that's how I felt at the women's shelter, social work. I'm like, those are not my pathways, because I kept getting in trouble at work, and I was getting mad at my daughter, and I was feeling still traumatized, and it wasn't getting better, so it didn't work out that way. And then I got the other job as a teacher assistant, and then I kept changing teachers in schools until, like, in those little instances too, I'm like, why do I don't feel comfortable in this school with these teachers. Maybe I should try little kids. And then with the little kids, and in that evil school, that one just, it sparked the fire of, no more. I can't do teaching anymore. And there's just, I'm like, I can't do that pathway anymore. And now I'm just like, okay, I see, I got out of those three phases in my life where it didn't work out. And now I just, I'm just trying to leave the past in the past. But yeah. So I'm gonna stop this video and I'll upload some more. But thank y'all for listening to me. And like I said, like, I'm just like, go with the flow. And I have this little, whatever it's called, because I was washing my face, I had honey and lemon. But I'm very, I can be carefree, and I don't care what people think sometimes. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm very free spirited and laid back. And I'm I'm very honest, um, straightforward, and what you get, what you see, and what you hear is what you get from me. I don't have underlying intentions. Um, I have a good heart, and I'm not going to put up a facade or fakeness that, oh, okay, I'm gonna put on a lot of makeup, and it's nice to get dolled up and fixed up, but this is just me being real. This is, I think, if I were to describe myself in one word, my whole personality, inside and out, would be real. I'm real. So, this is the real channel, and I'll upload another video later on. Thank you for watching.